Well, about 1% each for the Sensex and the Nifty. The Nifty bank, though, rip and roaring about 1.5%. The mid caps and the small caps have performed in line with what the large caps have. In fact, mid caps maybe slightly less, but the small cap index about 1% higher. So it's even Stevens for almost all of the key indices. Let's take a look at what the individual components have done in the session today. So it's autos all the way. Maruti, Tata Motors, Mahindra and Mahindra, iShares somewhere, Bajaj Auto marginally in the green, good going there. And private banks have lender support. So IndusInd Bank, Kotak Bank, HDFC Bank about a couple of percentage points. ICICI Bank 1.5% too. So select spate of private sector banks have done okay. Reliance not disappointing, about 0.5% higher. Only a few disappointments, and that too Sun Pharma, not the heaviest of weightages, and IT taking a bit of a backseat, but no alarm bells as yet, really. It's just a bit of a pause in what's been a great run for the IT names as well. So by and large, a good day. Banks and autos, essentially the rate sensitives supporting trade. What about the mid-caps, Agam?
Well, just a minute left, but when it comes to the mid-cap space, as you've already mentioned, that they are moving largely in line with the benchmark indices. As you can see, we've seen traction in Interglobe Aviation, which is gaining as much as 4.3%. There are a lot of other stocks as well, which we've addressed in the show. And the other one is Voltas, which is also up as much as 4.5–5% right now in trade, gaining. Well, of course, more traction in Bharat Financial, along with L&T Finance Holding, which we've also addressed. Bharat Financial specifically in this case is up as much as 3.5%. It's the same for L&T Finance Holding as well. And of course, along with these, there is the other pack which is doing very well, and that is the mid-cap IT space. So we have Tata Elxsi, which is also advancing in trade, and Persistent Systems will come off from day's highs, but still up as much as 5%. So that is the other stock in the mid-cap space doing very well in today's geography right now.
Yeah, it's a clutch of names which have gained very, very well. Oberoi Realty could be amongst others too, which has done well along with Marathon, right, NextGen, as well as Kolte Patil. So that set of stocks have had an extremely good run. Chambal Fertilizers, Cholamandalam, etc. are a couple of names which have done okay for themselves. And what's not done well? Gitanjali Gems, Vakrangi, and a couple of others. So these names are essentially poor. But Agam, at close, let's just get the heat map. The heat map not looking too bad. I think the market breadth too looking reasonably okay. Right. And I would believe there will be select longs that have been built into some of the FNO, more liquid FNO names as well.
Absolutely, Neeraj. Firstly, when it comes to the futures and options space, there is this continuation of what we've seen last Friday. And there is more long build-up in not only the benchmarks, but also in several other stocks. Surprisingly, the Nifty IT index, which is not very active, has seen a lot of traction in the past 3 or 4 sessions, and this is largely on account of the mid-caps, stocks doing well as well. So there are longs building in there as well, and the positive is that we are looking at the India Volatility Index fall off as well. So that's a positive too.
Yeah, the VIX will come up on your screen. Let's get the India VIX up on the screen and then get the market breadth up on the screen. India VIX is down about 4%, what Agam was referring to, 13.60. And now get the market breadth, and it stayed positive for most part of the day, maybe converged a little bit towards the close, but still about 3:2 in favor of the advance is not bad going. Lastly, the turnover should come up on your screen. Low day for most part today, and yeah, the end to day 2 of the new series, but really the turnover hasn't really picked up dramatically. Just about ho-hum in terms of the turnover in the session today as well.